go to the object of our efforts for this year. The beneficiaries of this year's concert, as you've been informed, are Orphan Aid Africa, and it would be rather remiss of us if we didn't have a representative to say a few words to us. Representing Orphan Aid Africa is a well-known, very popular figure in person of Eric Donath.
Your Excellency, honorable dignitaries, distinguished guests, members of the media, all protocols observed, as we say. Good evening, and thank you. But really, thank you for coming here tonight to help those who need us the most. My name is Eric Donath, and tonight it is my highest honor to start a conversation with you as an ambassador of Orphan Aid Africa. I think that it is the highest honor because it is about helping children, in particular orphan and vulnerable children, because these often abandoned and neglected children are the most vulnerable amongst us. And when I say us, I really mean us. All of us. Yes, all. Myself, yourselves. I see some truly big brand names in the room. Music, media, big money, RLG Computers, Beauty Bank, Echo Bank, Cyrus Oil, Toyota, Nestle. Now how about Osibisa Teriofe? Beautiful words. Becca is here. I know that Gady Lai represents both the personal and the corporate. Emma Maris. Stephanie Benson is in the room. I saw Afro Moses. Debbie Bosco. It's like a who's who. Now why are we all here? We've all decided to give our time. Very likely did a bit more than that. It's because we all love our African culture, African children, our heritage. Because together, we are the Black Star of Africa. It's our extended family system that is a key part of who we are. And because of our tradition of caring for each other's children. Now, all this would suggest that in Africa, in Ghana, in Nigeria, we should not, or would not have abandoned or neglected children, abused, I mean, certainly not with our heritage of extended family networks, or not in the current socio-economic context of the word orphan. Just let's wait for a minute. Just stop, close your eyes, and think about the fear, the pain, the trauma of losing either one, or perhaps both of your parents at once. It's even hard for an adult. Now what about a child, a poor child? Faced with the reality, sudden reality of being an orphan, the stigma of being called an orphan. It's a living nightmare that hundreds of thousands of children are forced to endure every day, today, in Ghana. Dream child. Now this phrase evokes such nice things, doesn't it? The dreams of children encouraged. Perhaps the dreams of adults hoping for their dream child. Now the single, simple dream of each and every orphan child is to have a loving family restored to them. To have a loving family to call their own. If you were an orphan, you would not want to be an orphanage. You would want your family back. You would want to build strong, loving relationships for a lifetime. And only a conventional, old-fashioned, old-school family really provides that 99 times out of 100. And it is for this good reason that the family is the basis of our society. And so if we allow our family system to be destroyed, it means that we will allow our society, as we know it, to be destroyed. So then what explains the proliferation of orphanages, this mushrooming business of illegal orphanages, all these orphans. Why are there so many abandoned and neglected children? Why are there so many begging children on our streets, so many street children? Does it mean that our society, our culture is really being destroyed? Why? And by whom? Or by what? More importantly, what can you do? What can we do? What should one do? Each one of us. According to figures available since 2007, we have 200,000 or so orphans in Ghana, about 140 orphanages with 4,500 inmates in them. And I say inmates because in by far the most cases, these innocent children are treated far worse than even convicted criminals in our lamentable prisons. And in most cases, their only crime is poverty. At Orphan Aid Africa, we know this just too well. And so we found and we learned a better way. A way that has allowed us to directly improve the lives of about 750 children. A way that has allowed us to free up and allocate more resources to children with special needs, children living with HIV, born with it, children who have suffered trauma and abuse that is just too horrible to describe here. This year alone has allowed us to provide healthcare, education, nutrition, and guidance, counseling, social workers to 391 children through their families. Now this way, we think, is simply better for us all as a nation, a continent, and a world. Now all this can be verified because over the past 12 years, we have consistently demonstrated at Orphan Aid that it is healthier, kinder, and just simply better for both the beneficiary and its caregivers to support a child in a real family, a conventional family, rather than in an institution such as a home, a school, a camp, an orphanage, call it what you will. Now, to understand why we must support families, it is important for us to understand that orphanages are like emergency rooms in hospitals. They are for suddenly orphaned children without any immediately known responsible family. So at best, they are like short-term shelters or transit points, whilst we look for the existing or prospective family for the child. We identify them, we evaluate them, and if possible, we support them. Can you imagine being stuck in the emergency room at Korle Bu, children's block, for years? Now what all this means is that once we all change our thinking and our actions, and we share this conversation on with others that we know, we'll all change from supporting orphanages to supporting families. And we'll be helping 6 times as many neglected children. It's cost effective, 6 times as many. And mind you, over 80% of all those children in orphanages, they're orphans anyway. Their parents are just too poor. And out of all those orphanages, you don't need the fingers on this hand to count those that meet the minimum Department of Social Welfare standards for safety, nutrition, cleanliness, and just general care facilities. Every child is a priceless treasure, we say, a human being with 100% human rights. Yes. Every child has the same rights in the same quantity as me, as you, as all of us. There are no children's rights that are less than human rights, adult rights. And children have the same dreams that we do. Every orphan dreams of having his or her own family for the rest of their life, and they deserve it. Now, it is often said that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And so it's unfortunate that out of the mix of good intentions and ignorance, or in some cases, or profit motives and insensitivity in the others, many individuals and groups have, through orphanages, made a thriving illegal business out of orphans. The good news is that you and I are here to correct all that and make it better. So let us resolve to support orphans and vulnerable children by supporting families. because a loving, caring family is the one thing that every child needs and deserves the most. And there are many ways that you can give to Orphan-Aid Africa. You could give financially as part of your annual CSR initiatives. Or you could give computers to our libraries and our young adults program. Yes, we don't abandon children once they get to 18. We have a young adult support system. You could give fuel cards to cover transport costs for our social workers who check in on all the children and we place in all the families. You could donate a car, or you could donate financial literacy classes to our mothers and our young adults. Or of course, you could have a Dream Child fundraising concert. So as you can see, there are many ways to be part of a change in the lives of children in Ghana each and every day. I've taken a bit more than my allotted time, but I think it's been worth it sharing these thoughts and words with you, because I do hope that some of them have touched your hearts and minds, and that some are going to stay, and that you will share them. In closing, I hope that the child advocates here, the media, will permit me to expand on a thought that is attributed to Edmund Burke, that all that it takes for harm, or let's say evil, to succeed is for a few good people to do, or in the case of the media, say nothing about it. And for the activists, especially the family-based caregivers and those who support them so generously, I would like to share a direct quote that I'm sure our chairman would love, from Barack Obama. Let me make my mouth. Our success should not depend on the accident of our birth, but the strength of our work ethic and the scope of our dreams. So please join me to welcome, support, and thank everyone everywhere who is in any way helping make Dream Child 3 2014 a success for Orphan-Aid Africa. Thank you.
Thank you very much.